Stage 3 of respiratory function is transport. Oxygen is transported in two ways. Majority of the oxygen is transported by binding to hemoglobin and travels in the form of oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin is red in color. 98.5% of oxygen travels in the form of oxyhemoglobin. The remaining 1.5% of oxygen travels in the form of a dissolved gas in the plasma. Carbon dioxide travels in three forms. Majority of carbon dioxide, 70% of it, travels in the form of bicarbonate ions. 23% of carbon dioxide travels by binding to hemoglobin. We call it carbaminohemoglobin. The remaining 7% of carbon dioxide travels as a dissolved gas in plasma. Let's look at the role of hemoglobin and what it binds during transport of gases. So in the alveolus, here's the alveolus, the oxygen leaves the alveolus, and in the capillary, here's your oxygen, the hemoglobin is waiting and to pick up the oxygen, and you get oxyhemoglobin, which is red. Now this oxyhemoglobin travels to, in the bloodstream, it travels to the body cells. In the body cell, the hemoglobin releases the oxygen, so it becomes blue again, and the oxygen is released into the body cell. So there's your oxygen going into the body cell to help with cellular respiration. In the body cell, the carbon dioxide that's released from the cellular respiration comes out of the body cell, and it combines with hemoglobin, and the hemoglobin becomes carbaminohemoglobin. So hemoglobin has the ability to bind both oxygen and carbon dioxide. It only binds with carbon dioxide after it has dropped off the oxygen. There is a third molecule that binds to hemoglobin, and that molecule is a dangerous one. It is carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is not normally found in blood, but when it is found in blood, it has a very, very, very strong affinity to hemoglobin, to the point that hemoglobin cannot bind to oxygen, which is supposed to normally. This is oxygen. Hemoglobin normally binds to oxygen. Hemoglobin normally binds to carbon dioxide, but it has the highest affinity for carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide binds 200 times more tightly to hemoglobin than oxygen. As a result, you can die of carbon monoxide poisoning, which is why we have those carbon monoxide sensors in our apartments, because if carbon monoxide finds hemoglobin, there is no hope. Oxygen can no longer bind to hemoglobin and death can result.